Hello, Challenger. So we are here again in this weekly live that happens every Tuesday at 10 p.m. London time. And today we're going to be talking about some concepts that are important for Java developers to start understanding. I know that you already have a lot to learn only with Java and microservices, but it could be that in some time, AI knowledge will become the new default of the market, just as happened 10 years ago with microservices. Like nowadays, every company you go, we're going to have to know about microservices. And that's just a new norm of the market. And we never know, maybe in 1 year, 2 years, we're going to have to know all of those AI concepts. And like I would recommend every Java developer to, you don't need to understand all those concepts because it's going to take a while, but at least understand the basics. At least, understand like AI in a beginner level. So if the market really makes AI knowledge a new default, you're going to be at least a bit prepared. You're going to at least know the main concepts, going to know the main acronyms, and you're going to know what to do, right? So let's talk then about from code to intelligence, the AI journey for experienced Java developers. And just to manage your expectation, I'm not specialist in AI at all. So I'm just like you, I'm learning AI. And so just to make it clear, this weekly live is about giving a roadmap to learn about the most important concepts that you should at least be aware of. So I'm actually a lot more of a user of AI. Instead of knowing all the concepts from AI, I use a lot more AI than really going deep into those concepts. So now that we are clear that this is not at all a weekly live where I'm going to go deep into all of those concepts, because really, if I would go deep into all of those concepts, it would be several courses. What I'm going to show you, it's a roadmap of concepts that you can learn yourself. And nowadays, we can learn AI with AI. We can learn AI on YouTube. I just, took a quick look on YouTube and I could see 1 million videos about AI. So really, we have lots of content available for us. Obviously, we need to still use our time. And I know that our time as experienced software developers, it's very hard, right? We don't have much time. Like time is scarce for senior developers. I know that. So we have to choose wisely what we're going to focus our time on, because it's not only our career, we have family, we have our personal life. There are lots of other things happening. But anyway, let's see here what is this roadmap. And I also want to emphasize that currently, we don't really need this knowledge. So if you want to get a better job as a Java developer, you don't need to know all of those AI concepts. It's a lot more useful if you know how to use AI tools instead of knowing those AI concepts. Just to make it clear, unless you want to become an AI specialist, then this is mandatory. You need to learn all of those concepts. But if you are a Java developer who is going to be developing an enterprise project, you will usually not need to know those concepts. So just to emphasize, it might be required maybe in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. We don't know, right? Because microservices became required 10 years ago. Nowadays, it's normal. So AI might become the new normal. And every Java developer, you have to know all those concepts of AI. We don't know yet. So yeah, just to make it clear here that right now we don't need that, but still it's wise to at least, okay, be aware of what are the main concepts, start learning one thing or another, and at least be aware of them so that if you need to learn them for the market, you have everything there. So what are the foundations of AI and machine learning? Obviously, it's math, right? So We need to know more about linear algebra, probability, and statistics, like basics of calculation, calculus basics, optimization derivatives. We need to know the core concepts of machine learning, and there are some libraries in Java that we can do machine learning. And regarding AI for Java developers, so let's see here. Deep learning is a branch of machine learning, and machine learning is a branch of AI, right? So machine learning is one of the core concepts of AI, and deep learning is inspired in our brains. They call like the neuron connections as nodes, and it's especially powerful for complex data like images, speeches, natural language. And so how it works. So one library for Java, we have the deep learning for J. It's also called SDL4J. It's an open source library for deep learning, and it can be used with Java and other JVM languages. And it's designed to bring deep learning to enterprise applications. And we also have data handling and processing. So to process data in Java, we have Apache, Spark, machine learning lib. So we can use streams and functional APIs for that. We also have Kafka and or Hadoop for big data. Deep learning will basically simulate our brain. And so it uses NLP, and like we can create chatbots with deep learning, and like it's even useful for time series software. So we can also write a Spring application, and like we can use like any of those powerful LLMs. So like if you have an idea of a software that will use AI, so you can use AI, you can use Spring Boot, and it's very easy to actually invoke, like it's basically an endpoint, right? So you're gonna invoke an endpoint from ChatGPT, Llama, or whatever is the LLM tool that you want to consume information, and you can use Spring Boot for that. And you can store information on database about AI as well. So let's continue regarding scaling and deployment. So yeah, there are lots of tools here like this TensorFlow serving. We have this AWS SageMaker. The tool that is very famous in Java is the LangChain for J. And this tool, so with this tool, we can basically call LLMs tools, just like Spring. And like we can call Llama, we can call ChatGPT. And so basically we handle prompts. We can use retrieval augmented generation. We can use RAG as well. This is an important concept to know about AI. So basically it's the concept where you upload PDFs, documents, and then the AI is going to be able to retrieve information from those documents, and it's going to be able to give you an answer, give you an output based on the document you stored in our application. So this could be very useful. It's just a matter of imagining on like what kind of document you would use. Could be a book, right? So I don't know, you could have a book, you could have a special document with all the answers from something specific. Yeah. So if you are not going to learn all of those core concepts, that these will take probably a huge amount of time to master, like those core concepts. For sure, they're not easy to master. I would recommend you to at least know about LangChain 4J or Spring, at least Spring, to invoke the LLM AI provider, because it's not difficult. It's just an API you have to invoke, and you can just run some tests. So I don't have a code example right now, but whenever I create a code example, I can create a live just about that. And yeah, so LangChain4j is super interesting. It's worth it checking out. And why it matters for Java developers. So it's native in Java. So there's no need to use Python. And it also works with Spring Boot. And I know that most Java developers are working with Spring, and fits in microservices, architectures, allows you to reuse your Java expertise with dependency injection, logging, and you also have similar features from like when you're using ChatGPT or any other AI provider. So you can use the history. So you can have the short-term and long-term conversational memory. And this is very useful. I use that practically every day. And so you can also use RAG. So you can upload documents. We retrieve information from the document you uploaded. So what are the model connectors? We have OpenAI, Hugging Face Hub. We have GPT-4o. And so what are these example of use cases for LangChain4j? It could be a chatbot inside an Spring Boot API, or it could be document QA. So you could ingest PDF with the answers. And if your user needs information about your service, about your software, they can ask and the AI can give the answer they need. Code generation as well, AI assistants. So there are many things you can do, right? So it's just a matter of using our creativity, and like you can even use AI to help you with your creativity. So you can ask AI, what kind of application I can create with LangChain4j? And like you could have something interesting to create. You might even make some money. Like you could have a side income if you create an interesting software. And what are the AI tools for Java developers? So we have this Hugging Face API, LangChain4j, which we just saw. It's a Java library for working with LLMs, prompt templates, chaining and memory. We also have AWS AI machine learning services like Recognition, Comprehend, Poly, SageMaker. And for Java machine learning libraries, we have these DJL, Deep Java Learning, and it supports PyTorch, TensorFlow, or MXNet. We have this Treble, which is a mature machine learning framework for Java. We also have this Smile, and for data plus vector tools, we have Elasticsearch. We have those other tools. So we have the Weaviate, Pinecone, and Apache Kafka. So we can also use Spring Boot, and yeah, even Docker nowadays. We can use running pre-packaged AI inference servers. So yeah, as you can see, like I wouldn't recommend you to go very deep into that. Like I said, this is not required for your career growth right now, at least. Like it's a nice to have knowledge. Like it could be that in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, it could be that this AI knowledge becomes essential. Like microservices knowledge nowadays is essential. Like nowadays, it's the basics, right? It's not the outstanding anymore. Like nowadays, everyone have to know about microservices, cloud computing is just the normal thing. But it could be that those concepts become the normal in a few years. So even though I don't recommend you to go deep into those concepts right now, it would be good at least to understand the basic concepts at a beginner level. And obviously, like, don't make that a priority because so far this is not something that the market is demanding. But LangChain4j or using or invoking LLMs from that's something that's gonna be easy, right? You're gonna basically invoke an API and you can do some things in your application, right? You can use your creativity and you might create something useful with LangChain4j or with Spring AI. Totally worth it to at least learn this bit. And since it's something we do in our day-to-day jobs, like invoking API, it's easy. You don't need necessarily to have any foundational knowledge of AI to use LangChain 4j or to use Spring AI. For now, this is my recommendation. And I also recommend you to use powerful AI tools. So for example, if you can pay for an AI LLM tool, I recommend you to do so because it's a lot of power, right? Give me just a moment. Let me show you here the tool I use. So this is the tool I use. It's po.com. And with this tool, I basically have access to all the AIs. So we have ChatGPT 5, Grok, DeepSeek, Gemini. We have Adiyama, we have Claude. Yeah, so I have basically all the main ones. So Gemini, so you can see that there are lots of versions here. So yeah, there are lots of bots here actually. There are some weird bots as well. But anyway, I just use the main ones here. And yeah, this tool is interesting. I will put that on the mind map here and you can explore. I personally think that it's worth it to invest in an AI tool. So if you want, I recommend this one because for me, it's good. It works well. I don't know if there is a better tool than this one. Probably there is, but it currently suits my needs. And I have access to all the AI LLMs. So if I need different inputs, I'm going to use different AI. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to send to you the form. It's insane the amount of power we have with AI. It's unbelievable how intelligent. And nowadays you can even upload photos and it's gonna give you an answer. It can help you with anything. It can help you with today. I was using AI to decide what will be my next investment. And it's super intelligent. I ask any information I want to AI and it helps me. Now also, play around with LangChain 4j, play around with Spring. There are lots of videos there, very good videos from my friend Dan Vega. So Dan Vega has very nice videos about Spring with AI. So you can just follow his tutorial and just create your application and use LLM. So yeah, and you can find, it's easy to find Dan Vega. Just put his name on YouTube. He's also a partner of the Java Challengers channel. So that's what I recommend you. For J, understand some core concepts of LLM, use LLM, pay for LLM if you can, because if you're not doing that, you are leaving a lot of power on the table, right? Because with AI, you can basically create a whole project. You have access to so much knowledge so quickly. With AI, I could say that we became cyborgs. We were kind of cyborgs only by using Google. But if we compare Google with AI, Google is extremely dumb. Okay, yeah, so there is a book as well from Craig Walls, Fisnik, saying here, Spring AI in Action. Very good. Yeah, so definitely worth it checking out. Just remember that this concept is a nice to have. So if you want to, change jobs, if you want to earn more, AI is not the thing that's going to help you. The tool, yeah, using AI tools, yes. So most people don't do much for in their career. So you are good examples. Congratulations on being here. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you next Tuesday then. Okay. So I wish you a great week and I'll talk to you then. Thank you.